Now, systematically, what I've noticed is that uh, most of these feedback reinforcement mechanisms are designed to do it as a one-time activity,
Right.
not as a reusable or a scalable activity. Now, a few things that I could have done was like go back to the same system and take an evaluation as a fresh start without by losing all of the history behind it. But what I would have actually preferred was that if I am a leader and if I've taken a feedback for the first time, how can I continue to work in
Right.
on the same feedback on the same development plan, and how can we do it on a continuous basis? And more importantly, how can I take the learnings, and if there are some key uh, gaps that I have, how can I share it with my team, and how can it become a learning model for the team as well? Now that
Yeah.
systemization, the platform is something that I've seen it missing. No, we can do a fantastic job one time, we can have a fantastic coach one time, but how do we build the
Yeah.
reusability or the scalability of it? I think that is something missing.
Yeah.
Now, doing one at a time for 100,000 times, it is also scalability, but I think
Yeah.
the exponential learning does not happen if we don't have a platform in place. I hope that gives you a bit of an
Yeah.
understanding of what is not
Totally.
there in the market currently.
Yeah. Totally. I think that that's fantastic. I'm so glad that we're having this conversation because it hits on so many points. It hits on so many key initiatives behind why, in many ways, Deepak, why Rejuvi is born, right? And not to plug Rejuvi, but but the fact is, me, I've been in data and analytics. I've been your colleague. I've had the pleasure of working with you and looking at your own journey. But the reason why I have waded into this whole leadership development space, because I do feel that the leadership development space is ripe for innovation and disruption, really bringing the constructs, if you may, or the excellence layers of data and analytics and analytic practices, and applying it to leadership development, right? So that's I think what you're probably hitting on here. But going back to your example, you know, it's been said that brilliance one time is a flash in the pan, right?
Hmm.
But brilliance many times at scale is what you call evolution. And if you
Hmm.
don't have evolution, in this space, especially in the space of leadership development inside of organizations, I don't think that we are completely benefiting from the investments we're making in our leadership community. And this is happening worldwide, right? When you think about it, leadership is such a critical portion, or should be such a critical portion of any growth plan, that it should be front and center like any other metric on the balance sheet, right? Top line, bottom line, there should be something around leadership growth, leadership capacity and capability. What is it today? Where do we need it to be to achieve certain strategic targets, if you may, both long term and short term goals, and then have a systematized approach. And once again, leave alone the platform, the mindset, to your point. Start with the mindset of saying, what's my leadership capacity capability, today, then how do I improve on it, and then continue to improve on it with targets, right? With
Exactly.
measures
Hmm.
of saying, how do I then grow my business based on how much my leadership is growing?